Hello and welcome back to my channel, lords and ladies. It is fantastic to be back with you today. We are playing some more CK3. This is episode 4 of my roleplay campaign, Dutch's Legacy, where I'm doing my best to roleplay as Dutch Van Der Linde and the Van Der Linde gang. We've had a lot of success. We've been gathering up some of the gang members. We don't have all of them, but we've gathered up quite a few of them. And last episode, I ended up marrying Molly O'Shea. We've been married for maybe like a month or so or something. So today, we can look forward to maybe having children. Today, I want to discuss right at the beginning some things that I want to do to ensure that we have a lot of kids, because the campaign hasn't gone on long enough where I've been able to accumulate a bunch of traits and a bunch of congenital traits and stuff to help us have kids and help us have really good children. So what I'm going to do is try to have as many children as possible. My wife is kicking ass with her fertility. It's already plus 30 because she's beautiful. But I can help my side of the equation a little bit. I am in the intrigue lifestyle. I'm going to get like weeds in a garden, and I'm going to increase my fertility by 30. So my fertility will increase by 30%, and that'll be on top of my wife's 30%. So that should really make it likely that we have a lot of kids, and soon. But I'm not going to just stop there. I'm also going to learn my wife's language. Her opinion isn't great right now, and I want to work on that, and learning her language will improve it. The odds are okay, 60% chance. It's just going to take a really, really long time. If this ends up failing and I don't learn her language successfully, there are other things that I can do, like seduce or romance her, which I might have to fall back on just in case. But I think just naturally we're going to have a lot of kids without me having to do any of that stuff. But if we have to, we will. So let's try to get our wife pregnant today. Let's have some kids. I thought it would be really important to just discuss our succession laws, because our succession laws are a little different. Because we're running a camp. We don't have like a realm or anything. But we are under camp succession. Under camp succession, the camp title will be given to your eldest child or next closest relative who is also your courtier, who does not hold any titles. If there are none available, the follower with highest prowess inherits. So if I don't have any family members or children, I guess one of my knights, like the best knight, will take over. So if everything failed, if I died right now without having any children, Bill Williamson would take over the gang, and I don't think that would work out well. Not at all. So we need to prevent that from happening, and we need to have some kids. We have 3 criminal contracts here, and I want to do all of them. My wanted levels haven't gone up a lot, and all 3 of these contracts will only increase one of the aspects, but they won't get up to 1. At least I'm predicting. This one is bandit experience, and we have no progress there. This one is marauder experience, no progress there. And then this one is poacher experience, no progress there. So I can safely do all 3 of these without increasing my wanted level in any of those. I'm a little low on money. I'm going to stop off at the castle first, because I want to go to the tavern and I want to listen to a story. Hopefully I can get my wit, because I got the hostilitor trait, and I'm just about to get level 2. And if I get level 2, it'll increase my monthly lifestyle experience by 5%. That's the only difference between level 1 and 2. Oh, and the zealot vassal opinion, but that's irrelevant to us because we don't have, like, zealot vassals. Actually, yeah, I just have followers. I don't have vassals. They're different. So let's listen to a story. And I was right. We can get some more wit, and that'll get us to level 2. It's going to spend some money. 18 gold. But now, with that, I'll get through my lifestyles a little quicker. We've got 5 months until our baggage train is done, and then once that's done, I'm going to build a new building. I'm going to build the camp perimeter. It gives us a lot of good benefits, especially this one. Enables the forward scout's travel option. So whenever we travel, we're going to have a new... You'll see it when we get it. For now, let's start. We're going to take this criminal contract. Be warned that we are experiencing a plague of petty theft. Take a firm club with you when you walk the streets and stay indoors after dark. The Count will deal with these reprobates. This contract requires you to complete a prowess scheme, though throughout the scheme you will also be given special events to mug wealthy locals for extra gold outside of the general reward. So not only are we going to get the 103 at the end, we're going to have some opportunities during the contract to make even more money. So we're going to get a new option here. And let me see, is it... Can I look at it? Forward Scouts, it's right here. I just can't choose it because it's grayed out. Look how much it's going to increase our travel safety. And this is free. I don't have to pay for it like these. This is a free option, and it's going to increase my travel safety by 20. So that'll save me a lot of trouble while I'm traveling. I can just set this, and I might not even have to do any of these things that I normally have to spend money for. So that's going to be really nice when we get it. Okay, here we go. The notices the Count Thibault had hung hold truer than expected. Rathel seems to be experiencing a barrage of petty crime. Even just making our way into the city, we are able to count a dozen pickpocketings and one outright mugging. Far too much work for the beleaguered householders of the Count to deal with. An absolutely perfect environment for enterprising freebooters like ourselves to make a little coin. Let's prioritize success chance. I don't care how long it's going to take, as long as we succeed. Now, this is a criminal contract, and I said, for role-playing purposes, that my wife, Molly, since Molly never went on any jobs with the gang, she was never there, she never helped rob a train, or never helped rob a bank or anything. She was always just at camp. So, criminal contracts, Molly stays at home. She does not come with me. No matter how tempting it might be to bring her in, we're going to avoid it. We need to keep Molly safe. If she's going to be giving me children, we can't have a pregnant lady doing criminal stuff. %92 secrecy. Excellent. We're starting with 2 advantages. And the max success chance is at 81%. Minus these. I think we'll go up to 10. As afternoon trickles into evening, I stifle a yawn. Crime may pay well, but so much of it involves simply waiting. Although, hold on now, this man looks promising. That looks to be Othon, a courtier of Count Thibault. For all the good that it does him here and now, unknowingly surrounded by the Van Der Linde gang. The shadows shift gently, hooded figures under my command readying themselves to surge forward any second. Shadow him and cut his purse quietly, 88%, that seems to be the best odds. Or we could just let him go. I don't think so. I like those odds, 88%. He's none the wiser. But he developed a grudge against us. Whatever. It's basically the same exact thing. It's a little different, but it's basically the same thing. We're not going to read it again. Now the odds are 90%. Nice. Now he holds a grudge. This is why we're leaving after this. I sit by my pavilion, letting the sounds and smells of the camp wash over me. It's different from a life within the safe walls of a palace. So very different. The freedom is easy to enjoy. No obligations, no counselors yapping, no dignitaries to entertain, none of the downsides of the trappings of power. Yet these freedoms are dearly purchased. The constant scraping for survival wears thin. Increasingly, every night I yearn for a proper bed. Uh-oh. This character is willing to stop at nothing to become landed. That is some stress relief, but I don't need any stress relief. Or we can get 25 Wanderer experience and 150 Prestige. I wouldn't mind the Prestige. I'm trying to get to Distinguished. We're almost there. Or I can get a new trait. And 400 provisions, which I could use. Okay, we got the Flexible Leader trait. Nice. It was only 65% chance, but we got it. As we pass through the barony of Rethel, a jubilant local approaches my entourage. Her smile stretches from ear to ear. I discern that she is offering a warm welcome, but the finer aspects of her speech are sadly lost on me. Be that as it may, I wave away my attentive companions and return her joyful greeting. I can hardly imagine a more excellent chance to practice my Doyle Vulgar. So, the success chance of this scheme is still only 60%. I don't have any stress to relieve, so I don't need that. Or we could bring this lady in. She doesn't have much going for her. Let's just progress this 116 days. Let's just make it take less time. Yeah, I think we're going to get to 81% and 10 advantages, and then we'll see how it goes. In my wanderings outside of camp, I come across a clearing in the forest rich with all manner of colorful berries adorning the bushes. They are unlike any I've seen before, and look so tantalizingly delicious, and it would take my followers less than an hour to pick them all. Could these be a much-needed gift from God, or a trick from Fortuna meant to test us? More free provisions, but there's a slight chance I'll get ill. I don't care. I'll take those risks. Hosea Matthews is my physician, and he's really good. So even if we get sick, we'll probably just instantly get cured. Nope, we got the provisions. Another robbery. Here we go, 90%. Yep. Okay, I think that's the last robbery we're gonna get before we finish the scheme. Let's wait until we get 10 advantages. Okay, so 81% now, plus 5 makes it 86%. Success. Thanks to Count Thibault's utter inability to enforce order on the streets of his own capital, the Van Der Linde gang are able to shake down more of the collective citizenry of Rethel for everything they've got. Not an honorable way to earn a living, perhaps, but profitable? Extremely. Still, the first lesson in any aspiring criminal learns is when to quit. With our coin made, it's high time we left before the Count gets wind and comes looking for us. Indeed. We gained 10 trade experience towards Marauder. It didn't get us to level 1. We've got a willing follower here, and he looks pretty good. He wants to be a bodyguard. He's got 15 prowess, which isn't bad, and he's decently well-rounded. He's just a different religion like Hosea is. And he's got really hairy arms. He wants to be one of my knights, and he would be good at it. And I have a free knight slot. I'm sorry, not a knight. He wants to be a bodyguard. I have an empty bodyguard slot. $75 gold is too much. I just made this money. We'll give him some apples. We'll give him 600 apples. I'll bring him in. I need a Reverend Swanson. I don't have a Swanson yet. And he doesn't look like Swanson, but I need a Swanson in my gang. Or maybe I can give him somebody else. Maybe he can be somebody else. Now, Charles deserves to be somebody younger. Same with Javier. I'm just gonna make him Swanson, guys. Sorry. And he does have a job, so he's serving a purpose in the gang. He's not just taking up room. It is known that the people of Mio, however you pronounce that, seem to profess a special devotion towards their knights and their legends. My lord, the knight says, bowing his head, it is most fortunate that you and I came to meet at this crossroad, for I'm in search of a marvelous fountain, which water is said to cure all illnesses. If you were to help me in my quest, I shall pay homage to you. Uncle is quick to interrupt. Wait, my lord, I know this knight. It's Othon. I just brought somebody in. He has got decent martial, but everything else sucks. And the guy that I just brought in would be a better knight. It's kind of funny that Mr. Swanson is one of my best knights. And by the way, I made Uncle the Stooge. I think that fits him best. So I made Uncle my Stooge. Oh yeah, and I changed up Arthur. I tried to make the guy that I took a little bit more Arthur-looking. So we have three choices. We can follow him and get an item. If I'm not mistaken, we can get healing water, which is an item that gives us stress relief. Or no, it helps with stress relief. Or I can get 50 gold, or he joins us. I'm not interested in having him join us. I do have 2 empty trinket slots, and we just made a bunch of money, so the gold, even though it is nice, and I could just rob him, instead, I'm going to get this item. Healing water, minus 10% stress gain, and it's really durable. It's a famed trinket, it's really durable, it'll last for 100 years, so I won't have to repair it in my lifetime. The night leads us to a small clearing where a natural fountain glimmers. The light reflects on its surface with a blissful shimmer, and it makes the water look so bright that it feels like a second sun. Careful, a beast, a guardian. The knight points to a boar standing between us and the fountain. So we're going to let him fight it while we take the water. Thank you, sir. Now that will help counteract the fact that I'm ambitious and my stress gain is increased by 25%. That item will help. So we built our baggage train. Now we can build the camp perimeter. Hey, look! It's Tilly. It's Tilly Jackson and... I guess maybe this is Mary Beth? Look at that. That's cool. Alright, so we're going to build the camp perimeter now. And now that I have this baggage train, we can build the portable shrine. Unlocks the demand conversion interaction. Unlocks the camp priest officer. It increases my learning by 1. Everybody of my faith, their opinion will go up by 5. And my camp will produce 0.25 piety for me. So I think I'm going to build this. I just don't know how likely it's going to be for me to convert Hosea and Mr. Swanson. It might be really, really hard to get me to convince them to convert. But whatever, I'm going to get this anyway. Okay, let's slow down. Let's go to the tavern again. I want to try to make a habit of going to the tavern every time we're here. Because we can get experience and get stuff like this every time. I can pay another 8 gold and get more towards my wit thing. Wow, we're going to be able to get to level 3 really quickly. I'm doing it. Two more criminal contracts. We've already done a bunch of criminal contracts. We don't need to do any more, because we're going to head out of here soon. I'll take these 2 legal entry contracts, though. This contract requires you to complete a generate claim scheme. This one requires us to uncover secrets. Okay, you know what, guys? I was going to do the other criminal contracts, but let's get these out of the way first. Let's do a positive contract for this guy before we completely piss him off and rustle animals. So let's do this first. Pretty decent pay. Wow, I get a press claim on the County of Lille. So does he. So since that's a pressed claim, that means it's going to last my lifetime, and then when my son or daughter takes over, they will hold on to it. It'll just downgrade to a unpressed claim. So we're going to keep this for a while. I'm just going to have a random claim on this place. Whatever. I'm not here for the claim. I'm here for the money. But having a claim is interesting to have. Let's do it. We haven't built the perimeter yet, so I don't get to use this. We'll keep scouting for talent. My camp is honored with a visit from Suffragan Bishop Thibault of Amiens. Salutations, Boss Dutch. You seem to be a perceptive man, since you've sussed out what exactly we're about in secret. Thibault puts his hand on my shoulder. You don't touch me. You see, Count Houpolt of Lille, he is a usurper. I know that. Count Berenger knows that, and you know that. He pats me. Stop touching me. Let's say you happen to find proof of my liege's ancestral claims. Would you then let everyone know the truth? Let's see what he can do. What I can do. There's a base 84% secrecy. That's already really good. I was about to say, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? He's not in my camp or anything. I can just convince him to be an agent. Arthur refuses. What the hell? Arthur refuses because he's intimidated. He's not intimidated of me. I guess he's intimidated by the guy that we're doing the contract for, so he refuses. Wow. We're gonna have to do this without Arthur. John Marston is willing. So we got it up to 94% chance of success. Wow, 103 days between the phases. It's kind of ridiculous. Holy crap. That's going to take a long-ass time. Okay, so for future reference, unless I want to sit around for a long time, don't do generate claim contracts. I already accepted it, so I have to do it. Boss Dutch, my leader, I have met the most gorgeous woman here in Amiens. Oh, look at this. Now Arthur wants me to do a favor for him. He wants to marry this lunatic. I'm not going to help you, Arthur, because you refuse to help me. Not my problem. She wasn't even that good. Okay, yeah. I mean, since this is the kind of contract I've never done before, that's why I did it. But now that I know it takes a while, and I should have known that it was going to take a while, because fabricating claims normally does take a while when you're just doing it as a nobleman. But we won't do one of these again. It's not uncommon to hear rumors swirling around this, or indeed any camp. Salacious notions and whispers of scandals can pass many a long evening, after all. Sometimes they're even true. This week's are about an alleged affair of some kind, though quite who the cheating partners might be is a matter of pseudo-scholarly debate and occasional bouts of raucous jeering. Not a kind of thing for people to spout purely for entertainment, but then scuttlebutt rarely is. Arthur Morgan just gained 80 stress. And there's nothing I can do about it. I'm going to do this one because I can get this for 3 years and prove all of my followers' opinion for 3 years by 10. I'll take that. Yes, we learned our wife's language. Now we can talk dirty to our wife in her own language. After lots of hard work, I finally learned the Doyle vulgar language. Endless hours practicing accentuation, sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless lessons mastering intonation. It was all worth it in the end. During my efforts, I looked to emulate Mistress Molly's accent. I'm sure she would be impressed with my results. And of course, French peasants now respect me a great deal more. That's right. So not only does our wife like us more, but anybody who's French. Anybody who's French, their opinion just went up. At least I think so. Cultural acceptance should be affected 50% less now that I speak the language. But it's not showing that here. No, this cultural acceptance minus 22. Whatever, her opinion is going up. It's in the positives now, whereas before it was negative. I feel accomplished. Okay. Oh, I see. I'm sorry, guys. I had to finish the event. Now her opinion is better, and anybody who's French, their opinion got better. 50% less of a penalty since I speak the language. See? Excellent. Now that we did that, let's seduce our wife. The odds are decent. Whatever, we can always do it multiple times if we fail the first time. Alright, let's finish this. Oh my god, we're balding. Dutch is balding, so I have to change his... Oh my god, now he looks ridiculous. Damn it, I picked his hairstyle specifically because it looked just like Dutch's. But now he looks ridiculous because he's balding. How old are you? He's only 30? See, no matter what hairstyle I choose, it's always going to be some balding version of a hairstyle. And they all kind of look ridiculous now. Who knows? Maybe Dutch was balding underneath his hat. Was there ever a time where he took his hat off? I think there was. That I'm just not remembering. I guess I'll do this one. At least he still has his long hair. And now he's just doing a comb over of his bald spot. Whatever. Now he looks just kind of weird, but whatever. Early evening is a time of intense activity for the camp. People and supplies tossed this way and that as our portable home is set down once more. Habitually, it's also when I take a walk to clear my head and escape the noise for a time. As I crest a small hill, I see the last pinkish rays of the dying sun bathe the plains below, just like our emblem, carving out shimmering pockets of light where they hit pools and streams, and bathing the rest in a soft glow. Beautiful sight. Perhaps even one worth sharing. Can I bring my wife with me? Stress gain minus 50% for 10 years? Damn. John Marston already loves me. Or we can improve our camp travel speed for 10 years by 25%. I guess that would be nice, but minimizing our stress gain for 10 years I think is way more valuable. I'm taking this one. And I didn't even need to seduce my wife. She's already pregnant. Excellent. So now Molly's pregnant. Let's see what she gives birth to. Hopefully hopefully our kid is beautiful and quick. Let's hope our kids get both of our traits. Alright, why am I getting, like, weird music? It should have been, like, celebratory music. Alright, Dutch, you're a dad. Right when you started balding. You got the bad news that you were balding, but then you got the good news that your wife is pregnant. Okay, we got our next intrigue perk, which is kind of irrelevant, or it's kind of redundant now. But we'll get it anyway. And I'm going to switch into the diplomacy lifestyle, I think. I could go down the August line and help out. I can make a request that somebody start a feast with me as the honorary guest. Sway phase length minus 20 days. This is the really nice one. Contract prestige rewards plus 20%. I wouldn't mind that. But now that I'm a dad, maybe I should go into the family hierarchy. Initial contract scheme success chance plus 15%. Different culture opinion plus 15. So everybody who isn't my culture will automatically gain 15 opinion. That would be really nice. Travel safety plus 10%. Make a request acceptance plus 20. Courtier opinion plus 20. Scheme secrecy plus 25%. Wow. I think I might do the diplomat one. If I do this focus, we get plus 10 general opinion. Travel speed plus 30%. All right. I didn't think initially that diplomacy would help us with what we need to do since we're a landless adventurer, but it seems to provide a lot of bonuses. And then maybe after we go down here a few perks, we'll get into Wanderer. Alright, I think I've read this event before, so I won't read it again. We're just exploring some ruins, and there's some potential to find something. A weapon or a trinket. And we didn't discover anything. It's truly fortunate that I'm afforded a chance to plan this contract with my friend. How long have you been planning this? We've been doing this for like a year now. A better, more observant aid no man could ask for. Always willing to go the extra mile for our needs. Always focused on how best to advance the contract. Most recently, his work has resulted in a shortcut that could save us a significant amount of time. Wow, couldn't that have happened, like, earlier? And we started with the daughter. With a tired yet blissful smile, Molly presents me with a perfect little daughter. One day, child, you will carry on my legacy. Dutch's legacy. What name? She didn't get any traits, so she's definitely not gonna take over the gang. But her name is Duchess. And then our son is gonna be Dutch. Dutch Van Der Linde. My beloved wife. The servants have all been sent away, and our bed has been decorated with roses. As Mistress Molly enters our chamber, she smiles impulsively and joins me without any hesitation. With the help of hands, mouths, and limbs, we've reaffirmed the devotion we swore before God, perhaps in a more carnal fashion than intended. All right, so she just gave birth, and she's already. We're already banging again. She's gonna become my lover. We'll stay lovers for now, and then if at some point I want to, we'll romance her, and then we'll take it to the next level, and then we'll become soulmates. But lovers are fine for now. And I need to educate my daughter. I want to see how old that kid is. He's 14. In 2 more years, this kid that we brought out of the wild is going to become an adult, and he might be a useful knight. Just 2 more years. His skills didn't really turn out well, but his prowess is looking good. Alright, let's finish this contract that's taking forever. Generate claim success. After poring over countless old tomes, flattering, bribing, and lying to countless bureaucrats, and forging documents, I can finally present a convincing claim to County of Lille. Nobody seemed to find the sudden appearance of my perfectly documented claim suspicious. Excellent. The news of my newly forged claim quickly reaches Thibault. Congratulations, a job well done, he says, as if patting himself on the back. Yeah, just don't touch me. Count Berenger will be quite pleased, and is sure to reward you sufficiently. I will bear our precious script from here. If you would just hand it to me? Thibault quickly grows agitated. Come on then, give it to me, he says, snapping his fingers. I gain a weak hook, got provisions, got prestige. I still get my claim. Oh, no. It says he gets it. Let's see if I still get it. Maybe if I don't keep a copy for myself, I don't get it. But I'm not illustrious yet. Not even close. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I don't have a claim. I don't get to keep it. Alright, good to know for the future. And we probably won't ever do a scheme like that again. Godzilla just found something in the woods that he wants to eat, but wait a minute. He was raised in the wild, so he should know what's safe and what's not safe to eat, so let him eat it. He gets a stomach ache. Idiot. Call yourself a feral child? Yeah, none of the women followers that I have are eligible to be knights, so this prowess, which is basically the only thing she's got going for her, would be wasted. I like her pretty green eyes, though. She wants to be my head porter, which I do have empty. I haven't filled that slot yet. The head porter is in charge of transporting the camp and all its provisions. They ensure everything arrives at the destination in one piece. So she would be like, I don't have a Miss Grimshaw yet. You know what? Why not? Her personality isn't really ugly, so at least I can trust her. She's not deceitful or anything. And she would be fulfilling a job, and I don't have to pay her for it. No cost. It increases my provision capacity by 500 and reduces the amount of provisions we lose. Okay, I'll take her. We'll give her food. And then we gotta rename her. She's definitely not as old as Miss Grimshaw was, but... we need some more ladies. Because there are plenty of, lady characters that we need to bring into the gang. And that was her job in the camp. That was Miss Grimshaw's job. Making sure the camp was safely transported from one destination to another. We can start building a new building. All right, now that we have the camp perimeter, we have access to the forward scouts travel option. Any hostile schemes that are done against us just reduced their maximum success chance by -5%, so that's a little bit of protection against hostile schemes. We travel faster, and we got some more safety. Excellent. I could upgrade it again and improve those even more. Or I can add one of the sub-upgrades here. Some of them we don't qualify for because we don't have the specific kind of camp. We're not explorers, so we can't do that. We're not swords for hire, so we can't do that. Or that. But we can do these three. Enemy hostile scheme phase length, 10 days slower. Scheme discovery chance plus 10%. There was also a sub-upgrade in the supply tent that I wanted to do. I wanted to do this one. Unlocks the Master Thief Officer. Gallows Bait trade experience gain minus 25%. So every time we commit a crime, our wanted level will go up 25% less. And our schemes will increase by 20% in their secrecy. It's 120 gold go. I can afford it, though. I'm adding a sub-upgrade to the supply tent. I'm doing it. This helps with us doing the jobs that we need to make money. Okay, we need to get through the rest of these criminal contracts. It's taking us a while. Let's do rustling. Or actually, this guy likes us. Can I ask him for anything before we do it? I can't make a request of him. I guess it's because we don't have a hook. Alright, well, his opinion is about to nosedive. This contract requires you to travel to several locations, stealing livestock at each via a prowess challenge. You may be also able to test your higher martial or stewardship or use certain officers instead. We have a bunch of room for more provisions, so I'll take that. And 162 gold isn't bad. Let's rustle some animals. There's an art to stealing animals en masse. You need to know where you'll be taking them. You can't be subtle, but you have to look like you belong. And when you meet resistance, brutality needs to be swift. The risk of stampede or even just losing control of the herd otherwise endangers the whole endeavor. And when things go wrong, the profit sinks faster than a storm-tossed ship. Let's hope Count Berenger isn't guarding his livestock well. Let's hope. Is his wife pregnant? No. Our nightly raids carries us deep into the plains of Claremont, seeking vulnerable herds of cows to drive back to our roving camp. There's no room for pity, no space to acknowledge the harm we're doing to these meager peasants. Their animals will go to us, or we will put them to the sword. That's simply all there is to it. Now comes time for violence. I forgot to check my gallows bait trait. Okay, we're doing poaching, so hopefully it doesn't go to level 1. 81%. 57%. I don't have any of these jobs, so I can't do this option. Or we just take a bunch of stress. No thanks. Successful. Okay, it's the same thing. No need to read it again. 81%. Alright, success. Excellent. We're having luck with these criminal contracts, which is good. Despite the best attempts of Count Berenger's many lackeys, the Van Der Linde gang have reclaimed a veritable horde of beasts from his ignominious clutches. Perhaps they are not naturally ours, but what does that matter to us? With sword and axe we have taken what we will, and any who would oppose us lie dead in their pastures. May their bodies provide good sport for the crows. Alright, so we just got a bunch of provisions, a decent amount of gold. Now, how mad is he? Minus 71. Okay. Let's see if we can get our wit to level 3 now, because enough time went by that we should be able to do it again. Yep. Another 18 gold. Ah. We have to do it one more time. Okay, I'm not going to take any more contracts. We're not going to accept any more. We're done. Except for this one. We're going to do this one, and then we're going to get the hell out of here. We're going to go to London. I want to check opinions quickly. Everybody is positive. The odds of swaying Mr. Swanson, or Reverend Swanson, he's not a reverend, we'll just say Mr. Swanson. The odds of swaying him are pretty good. Let's do it. He's the lowest. Oh, damn it. We got to poacher level 1. So we're at -2 general opinion, but we gain more provisions, and our courtiers like us a little bit more. And I got 1 stewardship. Okay, so we have to keep this in mind. Poacher wanted level 1. That's not a bad hit to opinions. -2. It's not horrible. Okay, let's move on. Time for some arson. The letter from Prince Pepin was illuminating. He seems incandescent with rage over some petty slight from Raoul, real or imagined, and eager to put the man in his place, but not prepared to spill too much blood. The Count's plan is to have us set fire to some lesser property that Raoul is involved with, or else to reduce it in whatever way feels suitable. Indulging the request will no doubt inflame tension, but a job's a job. We are gonna piss off this 29-year-old giant. But the guy that we're doing the contract for, his opinion should go up, hopefully. But he's ailing. If he dies before this contract is done, does that mean it ends? Alright, hopefully we complete this before he dies. Because I don't know. I've never had that happen before. I don't know. Vermandois, or Vermandois, whatever, seems a pleasant place. Ashamed to visit it under such unpleasant circumstances. Close to nightfall, a small band of my followers and I await in the shadows not too far from our target. A bustling tavern, thronged with laughing punters. A tavern that needs to burn. Prince Pepin didn't see fit to explain whether his victim Raoul owned the place, had an interest there, or merely held some affection for it. Soon enough, it won't matter either way. Okay, it's just a one-time thing. This is not like a multi-tiered contract, it's just a one-and-done thing. I kind of hope we don't kill anybody. His opinion did go up, but it's kind of a waste because he's about to die. Hopefully, we're going to make a request of him and see what we can get out of him before he dies. A good plan begets swift victory, and the burning ruin of the tavern is a simple proof of that. With speed and stealth, not to mention a lack of sober opposition, my followers and I swiftly set multiple fires and retreated with alacrity. The flames did the work, and we simply had to return in the morning to check on the results. From the looks of things, Prince Pepin will doubtless be more than happy to hand over our pay. If I do this option, it's going to improve, or it's going to increase my bandit gallows trait. Let's not do that. Hosea just adopted a cat. It improved his intrigue and learning. Okay. We're still waiting for this to build. We're going to take one last trip to the tavern. Hopefully we can do that again. I can. So now we're up to level 3. Monthly lifestyle experience plus 10%. Okay, oh, and I just got an achievement. I don't know if you can... I don't think OBS picks it up. Finish any track in the hostilitor trait. That was the... yeah, I think OBS doesn't show when I get achievements, but that's what I just got. So I just got an achievement. Cool. So we've had our fun. How are we doing on provisions? We're doing pretty well. It's time to move. Come on, wifey. We need to get pregnant again. Am I going to have to seduce you again? We'll let it go. For now. Let's get moving, though. Let's get the hell out of France. We've caused quite a ruckus, so now it's time to move. Where is it? Yep, forward scouts, no cost. It'll reduce our travel speed, but it will increase my travel safety. I'm not going to use it now. Well, I guess I can just do it anyway. It's no cost. I could have just gone around the woods here where the danger was, but that's fine. It's going to cost me 395 provisions to move to London. Alright, it's been fun, Paris. It's been fun. As we walk through the streets of Beaumont, there's a loud ruckus by one of the market stalls, with two men yelling at one another. Before we can make our way there, a man has already stepped in between and talked them down. He's not half bad, but he's a do-gooder. He's compassionate and patient. He wouldn't be good to bring on criminal contracts because it'll piss him off. In fact, John Marston doesn't like when we force him to help us commit crime. So if we bring this guy in, it's pretty much going to be kind of the same thing. He would make a decent knight, but I have plenty of knights. We're full up. I don't have time for this vagrant. Or I can lose 5 gold and possibly get diplomacy or prowess. I got a free diplomacy skill point. Nice. All right, we're swaying Hosea. Should we compliment his handsome appearance? We're only 50% done in our building, so we still got some time. Uh-oh. My wife is ill. Traveling through these sometimes harsh environments has invigorating effects on at least my state of mind and vigor. As I glance over at Mistress Molly, however, she does not appear to be doing quite as good. Her movement is labored, her breathing heavy, and spontaneous bursts of coughing ripple through her body. Hosea can treat her instantly and cure her, and I don't have to stop and wait for her to get better. There we go. Thank you, Hosea. The great city of Constantinople in iconoclastic hands, a new patriarch has been put in charge of the Eastern Church by Basilius Basileos. No, Basilius Basileos. And with more of the older Orthodox clergy has been unseated, arrested, or forced into exile, the ecumenical faith has been reduced to estates of heresy. So they have a new... So the Eastern Roman Empire... I know it's the Byzantine Empire, but I changed the naming convention in the game. I want to call it the Eastern Roman Empire, because that's what it is. They're a different religion now. The Emperor... Iconoclasm. Believing that any use of spiritual symbols violates the second commandment to not make any graven images, the iconoclasts and seek to destroy existing religious iconography and reject the creation of new ones. Alright, so shouldn't this be blank? Shouldn't they not have a symbol? They shouldn't have anything here. They should just be blank, because this is a graven image, apparently. Savages. Okay, so immediately upon entering London, we are camped out in London now. There's a rescue fair subject, escort emissary, hunt criminals in London itself, so we can hunt down the competition. Or we could flog talismans. That's the only criminal contract we have available. Alright, let's go to the tavern. I can increase my diplomacy by 1 again at the expense of 11 stress. That's nothing. Okay, I was about to say it didn't go up. Okay, now it's 17. Wow, Dutch is looking pretty good with his skills. Pretty well-rounded, with an emphasis on intrigue. Let's take out the competition. Let's hunt criminals. Be on the lookout for renegades and reprobates haunting the backroads. If your sword arm is strong and your eye true, Countess Wolfrith promises generous rewards in exchange for the head of a particular thug. Now, maybe doing this will help reduce our gallows bait trade a little bit. And reduce our wanted level a little bit so we can start doing criminal stuff in England. I will gain some prestige. It's not going to be enough to get me to the next level of fame, but it's one step closer. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I'll do it. This band of... Countess Wolfrith wrinkles her nose distastefully. Malcontents have been harassing my private estates. They burn, kill, and steal with near impunity, slipping away before my retainers can clap them in irons so they can... Clap them in the irons that they so richly deserve. I nod. The gang must be slippery to warrant such a private bounty. Their leader is one Isaac the Trickster. Bring me his head before he can slip away for good, and you'll have your payment. You will receive 3 chances to kill your mark, after which they escape and you receive a failure result. Accrue 2 victory points against Isaac, so I have to win against him at least 2 out of 3 times. I could duel him, do a martial challenge, or a prowess challenge. My prowess is really good, so I'm feeling good about this. Hopefully we don't have to do this entire journey. Hopefully we can just kill him, because I'm going to start with a duel. We first meet Isaac the Trickster in the lush farmlands of Middlesex. The Van Der Linde gang spread out towards and around his own little band of ne'er-do-wells, all of us tensed and ready for bloodshed. So we're coming across the O'Driscoll gang, and we're going to take out the O'Driscolls. Would that he hadn't met under such inauspicious circumstances, Dutch, for I have no quarrel with you, opines Isaac. Alas, I fear you intend to follow your duty to its bitter end. The moment balances on a knife edge. If I don't act, someone else will, and everything will slip thoroughly beyond my control. Have at thee. I'm going to instantly duel him. He's got 9 prowess compared to my 19, so I'm feeling good about this. I gain knife to hand for 5 years, increase my intrigue by 4. Feint and stab. Feinting left with your mace, you stab right with an offhand dagger. Playing dirty. I have access to this because I have the hunter trait. Success. I toss Isaac the Trickster's severed head to count as Wolfrit's agent, the red-purple meat landing wetly beside him. You killed him in single combat? My, how fierce, remarks the Countess's servant, gingerly handing over our pay at the same time. The words are of little consequences, but the delicious weight of the fat purse and its cargo of silver help make our little hunt thoroughly worthwhile. Job well done. Goodbye, Isaac. I gained some trade experience in Hostilooter, so we gained some foot experience. If we get to level 1, we get 1 prowess. If we get to level 2, we get +1 martial. And then level 3, I get some men-at-arms regiments and stuff, but... Cool. None of my wanted levels went down at all as a result of that. Oh, I just noticed we went over an hour. Let's do one more contract, guys. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Let's rescue a fair subject and maybe get another nice lady in our camp. Because the last time I did a rescue fair subject, she became my wife. So maybe we can do it again and we'll have some luck. I'll get 75 more prestige, which will definitely push me over the edge and give me the distinguished trait. I gain 250 piety. We already became faithful, but that will progress it. I lose some trade experience in bandit. Just looking at the ladies, because I have a bunch of guys that I can get married to. But I was actually thinking, guys, for roleplay purposes, nobody in the gang was married, and I mean, except for me. Of course, Dutch wasn't married technically to Molly, but I mean, I have to play CK3, and I need to have kids and stuff, but I don't know if it's necessary to get my gang members married to one another, but I wouldn't mind getting another female. Like, we need a Sadie Adler, and we need a Tilly Jackson, and a Mary Beth. We still need some ladies. If I do this job for this guy... She's depressed. She's 38. Alright, none of them impress me, really. This lady's possessed. Okay, so I'm not doing this for any courtiers or anything. I wish these would just stay set and I didn't have to keep choosing them every time I traveled. It's kind of annoying. Wow, Grimshaw would be good muscle. Why? I mean, Miss Grimshaw did, you know, she was a tough lady. She wouldn't like it because I would force her to work. Loses 10 opinion. Okay, fine. Mr. Swanson doesn't care. He can do it. And this is a job that Arthur actually does want to go on. And my wife can't come with me, so let's... Abigail. Only 16 days per phase, and we can get it up to 96%. This is going to be really easy. And then after this, we're going to wrap it up, guys. Susan Grimshaw has stopped bathing. That's like the last person in the camp that would stop bathing. In fact, in Red Dead 2, if you don't like wash yourself, or if you don't go to like if Arthur doesn't take a bath for a really long time and you go to camp, Susan or Miss Grimshaw will literally force you to wash yourself. So this does not make sense. She would be the first one to take a bath. I gained 75 prestige. But Susan Grimshaw gained stinking for 10 years. General opinion -10. Every follower will lose opinion. Okay, I'm going to force her to take a bath. I'm going to do what she does in Red Dead. I'm going to force her to clean. Alright, a new lady. She is pretty. A nice young... She's 26. Generous, patient, and wrathful. Who would she be? Like, who would she be in the gang? I would say Mary Beth, but Mary Beth definitely wasn't wrathful. But I think Mary Beth was really intelligent. She was always reading. And then, after the events of Red Dead, she was one of the gang members that actually, like, had a good life after the gang. She became a writer, I believe. She's intelligent. She's pretty. Alright, I think we found ourselves a Mary Beth. I don't know if she's really going to help me with criminal contracts, but Mary Beth didn't really... I mean, she did stuff for the gang, like... She definitely helped make money for the gang, but she wasn't, like, in any of the big, like, heists or anything. She feels honored. Her clothing looks ridiculous, so we're gonna fix that. Hit the road. My level of fame went up. Okay, we're gonna tell this lady to leave. She's good at stewardship, but no thank you. I need to rename her, but I'm just gonna take this... She can keep the cloak, but her headwear. No headwear. I'm trying to picture Mary Beth in my head, and like what kind of hairstyle she had. All right, I'm just gonna choose something, and then maybe between the episodes I'll modify it. I'll give her that. Maybe she had like blondish hair. I don't remember. I should remember, but I think she had, like, maybe light... I'll worry about it between the episodes. Because between the episodes last time, or between the last episode and this one, I did modify some of my characters' looks, like Arthur Morgan I messed with, and Uncle I tried to make him look. I gave him the beard and everything, so I do that kind of stuff between the episodes. But that's another successful thing. I have to rename her. Yeah, now that I think about it, I think she had, like... like, blondish hair. Mary Beth Gaskell. They wouldn't get along, but maybe I can marry Mary Beth to our wolf boy because he's got Herculean and she's pretty. So their children would have traits, you know? Something to think about. So we had a daughter. I think I'm going to have to romance my wife at some point just to try to get her to have kids faster. But we have 16 years left to have more kids, so I'm pretty confident we'll have a son by then. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Oh, we just completed our supply tent. Cock-a-doodle-doo. So now our scheme secrecy improved by 20%. Our gallows bait trade experience gain minus 25%. And I unlocked a master thief officer. Let's see if I can fill that. Mr. Pearson would be a good master thief, and my wife would be a good master thief. Scheme secrecy plus 3% to 25%. Unlocks steel artifact interaction. I'm not going to make my wife it. She would only be average. I'm sure I can find somebody that'll be better. And since I have a lot of money, let's start constructing something else. This. So building this upgrade will improve the chances of us discovering hostile schemes by 10%. Alright, lords and ladies. Alright, gang. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this one. We moved on. We committed a bunch of crimes in West Francia, and now we are on to England. We are camped in London. And actually, the British Isles have a lot of buildings that I want to travel to. Like, we can travel to all of these locations and get experience and stuff. Stonehenge as well. Here, let me just show you. Let's pretend that we're going to move our camp, but we're not actually going to do it. See? So if we go to the Salisbury Plains and we visit Stonehenge, which I was thinking about putting my camp here, but I chose London instead. We can get some learning lifestyle experience, and we can hit all of this stuff. Hadrian's Wall has a bunch of martial lifestyle experience up here. So I do want to travel around. Uh-oh. There's a plague going on. There's a plague going on in Northumbria, and I hope I didn't put myself in danger. We're going to have to keep an eye on that, guys. Sometimes it's hard to see. See, like, I barely noticed it. I had to switch to a different filter in order to notice it. So we'll keep an eye on that, guys. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not yet a subscriber. Let me know in the comments what you think. I hope you guys are really enjoying it. So if you are enjoying, let me know in the comments. And as always, I always enjoy interacting with you. So leave your comments, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Episode 5 of Dutch's Legacy will be coming at you soon. But until then, have a good one, guys.